recording? I can't see.
Is there a red light on?
I can't see. I'm Josh Saunders.
I'm Dylan Button.
That's Ryan Betson. We are the Pop Culturists, and we are here to do a Lego Batman movie review.
Yes, we are.
Dylan, what's it about?
Well, the Batman Lego movie, or the Lego Batman movie, is directed by Chris McKay.
I don't think it matters what order you say it.
It's technically a sequel to the 2014 The Lego Movie. It stars Will Arnett as the dickish version of Batman. And
bro-ish version of Batman.
Yeah, and essentially it's a love story between the Joker and Batman.
Yep.
And Batman coming to terms with being alone and finding family in his newly adopted sidekick Robin, and the new police commissioner Barbara Gordon.
Barbara.
And yeah, that's essentially the plot without spoilers.
Oh, are we doing spoilers or no spoilers?
We'll get to spoilers.
You want to get to spoilers?
Yeah, we can get to spoilers.
Okay, non-spoilers.
After, but non-spoilers for
now.
now.
We'll do non-spoilers. Act 1 of this movie, like the first half an hour, was the best.
The best.
It was the best. I was laughing for so long, just back to back. There was jokes. There was hints at nods to Batman's history.
Yeah.
They brought Batman's history like right fully in.
Yeah.
Act 1 of this movie, like the very first half an hour, was incredible.
Yeah, I like the way that they played it up. Like, there's a history between everything. So when the Joker takes over this plane, the pilot, just like he's like, "I'm the Joker." He's like, "So,
yeah,
so
what
aren't you scared?" And he's like, "Well, Batman catches you every week. Like, what about that thing with the boat last week? Like, he caught you then.
Yeah.
Why should I be scared?"
Yeah, and the boat thing, obviously referencing the Dark Knight. The thing with the two boats.
Could
He goes,
be.
yeah. Oh, well, that's how I took it.
Okay.
I keep looking at Ryan down there because I'm not used to him sitting down there. Yeah, like he made the reference. He goes, the thing with the two boats, that didn't work out too well, did it? I took that as the Dark Knight.
That's true.
Like he was
That's pretty
referencing
cool.
that.
That's pretty
It's such clever
And they
writing.
did, because it's a lot of fast, punchy jokes, like joke after joke after joke after joke. So you kind of miss everything. So it's good return value for multiple.
Oh, you can
viewings.
definitely watch it again. So the overall plot was that Batman and Joker obviously have a long history, but they played it up like scorned lovers, which was hilarious. Joker says a line to Batman. He's like, "You can go and fight other villains, but you'll always come back to fight me. As in, you can all go fuck these side bitches, but I'm the main bitch,
and
right?"
he's like, "I'm seeing a lot of villains right now. I don't have one villain."
It was just so dumb. So anyway, Joker cracks the shits because Batman has to need him.
Yeah.
So the Joker ends up getting himself sent to the Phantom Zone from Superman.
Superman, that's right.
Oh, we're going to spoilers now. Oops.
Not so much.
Yeah, and Joker decides to bring bad guys from the Phantom Zone back. That's the big plot.
Yeah.
Back to Earth to destroy Gotham.
Essentially.
That's about. The voice acting was great.
Mm-hmm.
Will Arnett. He's the best dickish Batman you could imagine. And
it's a new version of Batman. You've seen so many iterations of Batman.
Yeah.
And in the Lego movie, this arrogant, jerky Batman.
Yeah. Who's awesome. Always has the bat voice.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So the thing with it is that you get so many Batmans, they all kind of start to blend together. But he really has carved out his own character. And it's perfect. Like it's Batman from the Lego movie turned up to 15 for the entire movie.
And his Darkness No Parents song now, he's got this how awesome he is.
Yeah.
Like his introduction.
He's evolved.
Song.
Yeah. And he's the Batman in this film
rapping and beatboxing now.
Yeah, he fully takes on that everybody loves him. Like he'll do donuts around the orphanage to please the kids and shoot them with his merch gun. They're just covered in Batman merch.
And they love
it's just awesome.
He plays it up.
Yeah, and the inclusion of how Batman adopted Robin was really sweet too, because it all ties back to family, and Batman originally saw that as a chance to get a sidekick who can do stuff that he can't, to kind of play up a little bit, and then it all ends up being this big lovey-dovey story about family and ties and keeping everyone together and how important it is for your psyche.
Yeah,
it actually had a really deep story behind it.
And again, it covered things that haven't been covered in the movies, like I was saying to Ryan before. The dynamic of Batman's family is something that aren't covered in the movies. They should reboot the movies and start from him being Batman. Maybe they've already done that. They can skip that. Origins have been done. Then Batman getting Robin.
We don't need to see Martha Wayne die again.
Or Martha again. But start with like Batman meeting Robin and have him as Robin as a young boy. Then start the next one as him being like older Robin and wanting to move into becoming his own man, his Nightwing. Yeah, and then have Barbara Gordon come into the third one, and then have his son
slowly
Damien,
build the family up again.
And that dynamic of Batman being a leader and being a father figure is something that hasn't been explored, and this movie did that.
Yeah, and it needs to be a slow build as well. Like,
exactly.
You jump into something Batman related, like any of the comics, and there's Robin, there's Nightwing, there's Damian Wayne Robin, there's Barbara Gordon, there's
Jason Todd.
Oracle, Jason Todd, a couple of other ones who are only in it for a little bit, like a couple of new ones in it now, and it's just who are all these people?
Like Red Robin and all these other characters. Like that's the old Robin, or that's the third Robin, or that's Tim Drake, and it's like...
So this movie was exactly that. It was... Batman's already Batman. We don't need his origin story, but it is showing him starting to build the Bat family.
Yes.
And if there was a sequel to this movie, I wouldn't care, because there's so much more they can do, and they only kind of scratched the surface. Like I said, there was a lot of nods in the movie to old school Batman, like even having a scene of Adam West running around with the bomb.
Yeah, well, you've had these kind of emotions before, like when you was in 2012 and in 2008.
And then there was that weird time. There's that weird time in the 60s, and it's got Adam West with the bomb running around, and I just cracked up. And like, my kids loved it from start to finish too. There's not a lot of movies that you can take kids to. My son's 8. My daughter's okay, she's 12. But kids at like 8, where they'll sit through the entire movie and be absorbed the entire time. You know, there are low points, there are slow points, there's dialogue, there's exposition, and they kind of get bored. Yeah. This movie from start to finish, my kid was just... like, it was the best thing he'd ever seen.
Visually, it's gorgeous. It looks like the Lego 100%, just like the Lego movie did. Yeah. There's so many little things, because everything's made of Lego. They got the pew-pew-pews when they shoot the guns.
It's the funniest thing. It did grind on me towards the end, though.
When there's a lot of shooting, But I saw it with the 4-year-old, and he kept his best attention most of the time. But I saw it with my girlfriend, and the whole time she was jabbing me in the side.
Oh, did you get it? Did you get that reference? No,
this is you. This is you.
Okay. She did the same thing when we saw Beauty and the Beast with her. She's anytime Beast's on the screen having a win, she's like...
True, I was getting that as well. But I guess the idea that Batman thinks he's the bee's knees, and he's also...
and he's actually not. And he's got a lot of fucking psychological issues.
Exactly. But he also is Batman, so he's like... being cool, singing songs about how awesome he is. Kids love the songs that I make up. And then I'm like, I'm the best of Batman, donuts, woo!
But I'm emotionally broken.
And then I go home and I'm like microwaving my dinner by myself, all alone.
I loved how...
I'm watching romantic comedies.
Watching rom-coms and laughing at
Jerry Maguire.
How ridiculous they are.
Yeah, so I saw ribs from watching the movie. Not just from laughing, but getting poked as well.
Oh, okay. Well, that's about all we can cover for non-spoilers.
Okay.
Do you want to rate it now?
I can.
Or rate it right at the end?
Let's see your rating. What do you think?
I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5.
Ooh,
no, actually, I'm going to drop it to a 4. If they could have kept the momentum that they had in Act 1 all the way through, that would have been phenomenal. But that's probably an impossible task. But the first half an hour set the bar so goddamn high. Unfortunately, it didn't carry on all the way through. The rest of the movie was great, but not at the same level the first half an hour was.
Okay. I'd go 4 as well. Yeah. There was room for improvement or things that weren't in it that I was hoping for. But we can talk about those in spoilers.
Okay. We're going to spoilers now. Do you want to hear spoilers, Ryan, down there?
Yeah, I don't care.
You don't care?
Nah.
Okay. Room for improvement. What do you mean? What was missing?
I thought...
I didn't know you were talking about that!
God damn it, Dylan!
I'm out of here!
I thought there'd be a lot more...
He's still down.
Cameos from older Batman. They didn't have any Adam West. They didn't have Michael Keaton. They didn't have...
I expected to actually have them in.
I wanted them to voice somebody. Or just have the old versions come into it. I was really disappointed they didn't have anyone. Not even Christian Bale or Ben Affleck, like current Batman.
Maybe that would have taken the Batman's ego down a peg. He was like, hey, we've done this before.
Yeah, or like something like that. Like Alfred was played by somebody else. Because they had Rosario Dawson as Barbara Gordon, and she was like a Latino kind of Barbara Gordon, which was interesting.
Yeah. Thing is, Commissioner Gordon was most definitely white in this film.
He was.
What are you stickering for? He was.
And they had Michael Cera as Robin.
Yep. And I didn't pick that until the credits rolled.
No,
actually.
They had Channing Tatum return as Superman, and Jonah Hill return as Green Lantern, and Ralph Fiennes as Alfred. And they also had Ralph Fiennes. Well, it was weird because Voldemort appears in it. We'll get to that as well. But he wasn't voiced by Ralph Fiennes, which is weird. And also Zach Galifianakis from Hangover as the Joker, which I didn't pick up as well.
Well, the Joker's voice didn't hit it for me.
No,
it was probably the biggest off thing I had in the whole film is I just didn't buy the voice. Not that he It wasn't even like he was trying to make it his own thing.
Mm.
It's like he was just picked a voice and read it funny in that voice.
Yeah.
That's what it seemed like to me anyway.
Yeah, he didn't have a thing. It was just like,
But
this is a voice, I'll do this.
Speaking of the cameos you said that were missing, I want to talk about the cameos that were there that I was not expecting. So we talked about Joker going to the Phantom Zone, and he bribes his way out of it because he's a clever dude.
Yes. But before you get to the Phantom Zone, what about at the start? So pretty much every Batman villain that there is appeared in the movie.
Yeah, they run off a highlight reel. At the start, they're going through all the villains, and there's Joker and Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn and Calendar Man and Clock King and Condiment Man, and then they run through about 30 of them and go 30 ridiculous villains, and then they go, these are all real. We're not making these up.
Yeah, it's like Joker, Penguin, Catwoman, and then it gets faster.
Just gets more obscure as it goes along.
Yeah, which is awesome.
They all got a mention.
But like, Bane had the Dark Knight voice.
He had this voice.
Just a little bit.
Was it? Batman punched him over. He's like, "Oh, why do you do that?"
He was good, but they had the Riddler in there as well.
Barbaragon's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Fighting Bane," and Bane's just standing behind Batman. He's like, "No, you're not," and punches him. I was like, "Why do you do that?" Because
they all surrender.
Yeah, they all
like,
surrender.
What are you doing? So it was cool seeing Mr. Freeze was in
timing
there.
Was great.
Clayface was in there.
Yeah.
And the thing I love is Two-Face was played by Billy D. Williams, who played Lando in Star Wars. Because in the 89 Batman, he was Harvey Dent, and then they replaced him with Tommy Lee Jones in Batman Forever. So he got to play Two-Face in the end.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
That was pretty cool. But yeah, okay. So that they have every villain there. Killer Croc's in there as well.
Yeah, they're all literally every Batman villain ever makes an appearance in this movie.
Some more than others. And then they get to the Phantom Zone, which I didn't expect.
No, me either.
Which was a very welcome surprise.
And there's villains from every pop culture reference you can think of. One of the main villains was the Eye of Sauron.
Yes.
Just chilling next to Wayne Manor, just looking around.
That's right, looking over the city.
There was the T-Rex from Jurassic Park.
Yeah, Velociraptors as well.
They
had the Wicked Witch of the West from Wizard of Oz and the Flying Monkeys.
Yep.
Daleks.
Voldemort.
Gremlins. Voldemort.
Yeah, Gremlins were in it. Just all the biggest are they all Lego Dimensions?
All the ones they have IPs for.
Yeah, actually. That makes sense. Good input, Ryan. Well, they weren't that unexpected then, I guess. But they added so much to
I didn't know that they'd be in a Batman story.
No, me either. So, yeah, Joker brings them all from the Phantom Zone to attack Gotham City, and Batman has to team up with Damian Wayne.
Well, at first, he pushes away everybody. He's like, I don't need anybody.
The traditional thing. Did the whole thing, like, get out of here. I don't want you anymore.
Yeah, and the big
like the Harry,
robot thing.
Yeah, the Harry
away.
And the Hendersons thing. Like, just go. I don't want you here.
That's cool. Go have free tacos in the corner. I'll pay for it. That was cool.
Charge it to the card.
Yeah, that was cool. But yeah, then he comes back and together, and again they had the master building from Lego Movie where he could build like crazy things, bat wings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the other thing that was quite funny was when he went to. Because Robin, he's arrogant Batman. He's like, I do everything alone. I'm doing myself. I'm the best. Good ideas that I've had, thousands.
37,500 something.
And everyone else, 0. And then they have a combined good idea, and he's like, we'll just make that one.
We'll take that off as
good
one.
Idea. We'll do that as one. Yeah. But he goes to the Fortress of Solitude, and he presses like, because he's like talking himself up all the time, and then he presses the doorbell, and it does the dun 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 John Williams theme, and he's shaking his head just like. Superman's dick.
Yeah, so
and then Superman answers the door and he's like, hey man, there's like disco lights going on. What's going on? Like it's the Fortress of Solitude and Batman lives alone in this cave.
Yeah.
And then it's the 57th anniversary of the Justice League.
Yeah, and they're all in there
without
having
Batman.
a party.
And the Flash is like, here, take a picture. We're all in the picture. Batman takes a picture of everybody but him. Was like, we're all together.
Yeah. We're all together. Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah, that was sad.
You couldn't help but feel bad for him at a lot of points.
Wow.
When you kind of figured out what he was doing, like he's playing up the dickishness, but then he has that moment where he stands in front of the old family picture and, you know, he's kind of lamenting and everything. It's like, oh, I feel it.
It does a lot.
But it is also hard to feel bad. Like after all these years, it's hard to feel sad for Batman when he cries about his parents because we've seen it 1,000 goddamn times.
Yeah. Well, now he's found a family. But it was cool the way he was like, just Robin, just do what I tell you. You're good at taking instructions. I'm good at giving
that's your
instructions.
superpower, taking my instructions.
Yeah, and then he could, because he was like an acrobat, he could do the things he was doing. So he's like, I see value in you now. Like, you're pretty good. Now I can trust you and trust people in his family. Yeah.
The movie built up in a really good way, and it ended...
Great message, though.
Great message. It ended on a good note where, Joker realised the error of his ways, like, oh, this I maybe went a little bit too far, and they come together and they fix what's happened, and Batman and Joker look at each other. He's like, I hate you so much. I hate you too.
Yeah, I hate you.
The real scorn lover thing. It was it was great.
And the idea that, like in the original Batman movie, they had Lego movie, they had the Craggle, which was glue, and then it showed that they were like being put still, and that was the whole idea of like creativity. You follow the instructions. It's like this metaphor, and the way you use Lego.
Well, there was a whole thing on that where the news announcer's talking about how underneath Gotham City, there's nothing. It's empty. If that comes apart, we're all dead. Hinting at it being like a kid's play table that he's built the city on as well.
On the top. And then the idea that at the end, spoilers, they have to come together because the city's separating, and they have to come together by like putting each other on each other's heads.
One foot on each to make a tower.
They all tower and hold each other's hands and bring it together.
You got the good
and
guys.
It snaps back together.
This is Ryan's having a laugh. Now you got the good guys on one side, the bad guys on the other. Batman's at the top of the good guy people tower. Joker's at the top of the bad guy people tower. They fall in, grab arms, and kind of pull the world back. And like people
take their hair off so that they can get the stick to come up. So it's so meta. It's so clever.
It's a really clever film.
Yeah.
I do hope they do a sequel to this. Not Lego Movie 2. I don't know. Whatever. That's fine. If Batman has a cameo, whatever. But
this could go on.
This particular series of Lego movies, I'm invested now.
Yeah.
This is great. I can't wait till Ryan sees it. I want to hear you talk about it.
Yeah.
And hear your thoughts.
That's good.
I'm Josh Saunders.
I'm Dylan Bone.
That was our talk about the Lego Batman movie. Have you seen it? Let us know. What were your favourite cameos, or what was it lacking? Dylan thought it was lacking. I didn't think it was lacking anything.
Joker voice.
It was there. It wasn't lacking a voice.
Harley Quinn again was a bit meh.
She
didn't have a voice.
Yeah. That's good. They need to be separate. They need to be separated again. Joker and Harley.
Gotta keep them separate.
She was in a much, which was good. It was a Joker story, but it wasn't. Again, it wasn't a Joker story. It didn't feel like a Joker story.
No, it wasn't. No,
it was a Batman.
It was
story.
a Batman story, featuring Joker.
Yeah,
but this was an episode not featuring Ryan.